we're into part two of the Beal Tool Company little threader. Now, here it is. This is what you look like. You're looking inside there. You can just see the little router tip sticking through there. You know, like see the little tip there, right, popping through. You've got to sort of set that right. You play around with it a little bit. You might sometimes lift the router up millisecond or milli-length or whatever you want to call it. Take it up a little bit or take it down a little bit. And you just get the thread just right. The whole idea is you keep a little bit of flatness on the top of your thread, not sharpness. So it's just a matter of feeding it through there, just twisting it and feeding it through there. But anyway, here's the company, the Beal Tool Company. Just Google them, that's the way to go. Now that's to put the male thread on the dowel. I'll show you how easy it is to do the female thread in a piece of wood. I'll do that right now. Okay, here we go, part two of the warts and all wood threading demonstration, if you can call it that. As I showed you before, here you roughly put a thread on a bit of dowel, which is really cool. I really like that, it's just fantastic. But obviously the thread on a bit of dowel is useless unless you can thread it onto something. And of course part of the kit that you get has got a tab, which is kind of typically like a machine tap that you would get normally in a metal thing to cut a thread. But this is a really good one. I mean, much better than the crappy thing I got from this other hand tool thing. This has got a nice little like sleeve that spins around on the end here. So I don't know if you can see it here. You can spin it around the end, and apparently you can be unscrewed on the end. You can do it like a blind, thread or whatever all that means. I mean, it's probably a thread that you can stop in the middle of the wood or something. But just for the demonstration purpose, it's really good because you can feed it into the hole. It spins really good, really nice and accurate. But first of all, you actually got to drill a hole. Now, I'm using a 19 millimeter, and of course, if you're in America, that would be 3/4 inch. Now, the thing about that is, by metric terms, that's 19 mil, and in order to cut the thread for the thing, you've got to use a 16 mil drill. So I'm just whacking in a 16 mil in my trusty old bench press. Going about it really good. You can see I'm accurate. Now, I've got to adjust my little thing a little bit more. Put a few things out of the way. You know, I just got a piece of hardwood. You know, this is in Australia. This is called black butt. It's almost like steel. I don't know why they call it black butt. But never mind. Now, I'm setting it up in my little drill here. I'm now just going to drill a hole through here. Now, I didn't set it up properly. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Normally I would put a proper base on it and get a nice cut through. But the thing Mr. Beal also sells is a sort of a fat, chamfered cutter, which you get a nice start to it all, that's all great and fancy, and I'm waiting for those couple of objects to come from the States. But then what you do is, it's just a matter of, I'll bring this closer, it's just a matter of feeding this into there and cutting. Now I'm even going to do it, I'm not even going to put it in the vise, I'm going to hold it in my hand. I can show you, you can see it cutting away, and it's just, now the bit of wood here, I made that up because Mr. Beal gives you a little copy. Mr. Beal gives you a little chart of how you can make your own little tools for his tools. So it's just a matter, look, I'm doing this by hand. Normally I'd do this in the bench, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to use a little bit of strength because it's hardwood, and probably in the bench it'd be a lot easier. And I'll just bring that through like so. Oh, now it's getting hard. I'm getting through the other side. This is why I said bought some all woodworking. There we go. I suppose I should have backed it off all the professionals who look at this and say, God, what's this guy doing? Okay, there it is. It's cut through now. So now, always the only pain with it is you've got to keep unscrewing it, and you've just screwed. So it's got to come back the other way and unscrew it. This is not really the ideal wood for it. It's very hard. Kind of tends to be a bit splintery. I'm not sure what all the woods you've got in America, but in Australia, this one, pink one here, is called Jarrah, which is from Western Australia. Black butt, not sure where it's from. You can tell I'm a well-informed woodworker. Now, there it is. Now, if you look closely, you can see, possibly might be able to see the thread inside. Easy peasy. There's a thread I cut before, as I showed you before. Just a matter of screwing that baby in there, twisting away, and look at this. It's awesome. Look, see, fantastic. It makes a great little hammer. Make a croquet, fancy walking stick. Well, not too fancy, but or you can tighten it right up like this. Now it's really, now you can do lots of things with it. Still got to figure out what you can do with it yet, but I just love it. So if you want to have some fun like me and cut threads on bits of wood and make your own nuts and start up your own hardware shop, then this is the way to go. Apparently they're really good. You can like cut a thread in your broom head and on the end of your broom. You can make your own book press if you want to squash, you know, like flower collections or something under a book press. You can sort of work out, so give you a Google book press, I'm sure you'll be able to see what they look like. You can make your own clamps. So I'm waiting, there's also a little book that I'm getting from Mr. Beal, I keep calling him Beal, it's Beal, and in that he shows you things that you can actually make. You can even make nutcrackers and all that. I don't know, I just reckon it's the coolest little tool around. And you can't buy them here in Australia, so another great American product. So, I'm really happy with this, and I'll see you in the next episode where I'll show you some other weird and wonderful thing that I've bought to muck around with, and hell knows, but I'm a designer. I kind of never played around with these sort of things before, and it just opens up a lot of things in my mind about how I could use it, what I could use it for. I've just literally just got it. I couldn't, it's like an excited kid, couldn't wait till the package gets here and open it up and rip straight into it and see what happens. Okay. Okay, here I am again. I found that cutter that I was talking about. Here it is. It's a hand cutter for cutting the thread into the wood. This is what I originally purchased. Shows you how you can do all sort of good stuff. Bit sort of, you know, woodchuck. But never mind. I thought it'd be kind of a cool tool, so I bought it. And my first cut that I did was about as good as that, which is not really good at all. Then I played around with it. I thought maybe it's just me, being a novice. I just thought you could just pull it out of the box and just cut away and you get this lovely grey thread. Just like box says, you get a nice thread. Shows a picture of a cartoon man doing it. He gets a nice thread, and me, this is the result I get. This splintered piece of mess. I went to the internet, I found all ways that you should be able to adjust it. It's got a little V cutter which cuts the around, and I've tried sharpening it, I've tried adjusting it back and forward, every which way known to man, and I couldn't figure out a setting which I'd get a really nice cut. And after spending about 2 hours mucking around, soaking the wood, I had to soak the wood. You have to soak the wood before you can cut it, they say. And at the end of the day, after 2 hours, I got no better cut than I did when I first started out. Yet maybe guys look at me and say, well, this guy's crazy, we get successful cuts out of it. They give you a pretty rudimentary looking cutter, which I suppose is fair enough, and probably cuts alright, you know, whatever. But, you know, it looks like it's cheap steel or something compared to, you know, if you look at the two of them, look, this one's like made out of nice, really heavy duty steel. I mean, it's a serious looking tool here. It's got a little twirly thing on the end which you put into the hole first, which is kind of good because you get a really good, you know, sort of start off point. So having said that, I noticed little end wheels come loose. There we go. Yeah, maybe it wasn't meant to be loose. Maybe it's just a little shield thing on the end. Anyway, forget it. No way. I thought it was terrible. The amount, you know, I would never never bother to cut a wood thread again if I just had one of these. I might have got a dud. Chances are I probably